What's up, everybody? Happy Black Friday. Welcome to episode 2 of Catch My Drift. I'm your co-host, Timmy2Time, and this is my co-host, Sammy D. Let me give you a quick recap of what we're going to go over in this week's show. We're going to start off with a recap of the Thanksgiving Day games. We're going to give you guys our turkey leg and turkey dead leg players of those games. And then we have a cash giveaway, guys, for you this show that Sammy D will go into the details of. Then we're going to do the preview of this Sunday's NFL games, followed by our picks of the week. So make sure to stick around to the end of the show. We're going to give you guys a couple free picks to bump up your sports betting bankroll this weekend. All right, I'm going to hand it over to my co-host, Sammy D. Take it away.
Boom. Yeah, that's right. My name is Sammy D. Today, that D stands for giving the sports books the D on Thanksgiving Day as we hit all of our picks here on Catch My Drift. Hopefully, you guys listened to all of our picks from episode 1 and got rich like we did. Also, exciting news, as Tim mentioned, we'll be doing our first cash giveaway on the show, so be sure to stick around for that to see how you can be entered. So, let's dive right into the Thanksgiving games, Tim.
Let's do it.
First game, Bears versus Lions. What did you think about this one?
Well, I mean, it ran up right to my expectations of shit. This is why in episode 1 we told you guys to take the under. Both these teams suck. They can't produce anything. Under hit with ease. 30 total points in the game. I mean, I wanted to see Dan Campbell cry on live TV after the game. The Lions lost again with a game-winning field goal from the Bears.
And it was really a game-ending double timeout from Dan Campbell. I have not seen that in so long where a coach calls 2 timeouts in a row, which is... They say the refs aren't even supposed to acknowledge it, but Dan Campbell and the defensive coordinator were literally in his face screaming for a second timeout. So they lost their second timeout. They gave up 5 yards, which made the first down attainable, which let them run the rest of the clock out to kick the field goal. It was the saddest thing I've ever seen. Sad Dan Campbell.
Yeah, it was hilarious. I'd love to see the misery and pain from all these losses from the Lions. And this is really their last chance to get a win. I think they're going to go 0-16-1.
It's so embarrassing.
Yeah, there's 17 games this year, so they're going to go 0-16 even with their tie that they had.
You know what? The funny thing about this game, Jared Goff had started out with one good drive and he hit a huge throw, and I was like, oh my gosh, this game, Jared Goff's looking good. And then at one point he was 14 for 16, and I was like, what a stat line. And it was for less than 100 yards. Yeah. And I was like, oh, and that was with the 40-yard touchdown pass, which means 13, he had 13 completions for 60 yards or something. Oh,
13 checkdowns.
Yeah, 13 checkdowns.
Not hard to hit.
Yeah. Oh, also, another thing I noticed in this game, first off, the Lions are always in 3rd and 30, every other drive. It's just 1st and 20, 2nd and 25. And the funny thing is, anytime they're whatever and long, Dan Campbell's next play is always a run. He's always like, oh, I bet they think we throw it here. I bet they think we throw it. We're gonna gash them.
Get him, DeAndre. Get him for 30
yards. Go get him, DeAndre. Not really, though, because DeAndre probably broke his collarbone. He got annihilated on the sideline. Poor guy. I hope he gets better. He's their only bright spot, so that really sucks for DeAndre Swift and the Lions. But, yeah, we hit our picks on this game. I think that's all there is to be said. Both these teams suck.
That's all that matters. When you have a shit game, you get really good picks and you get rich. So
that's right.
That's the move.
Absolutely. Let's move on to Cowboys and Raiders.
All right. Do you want to start us off?
Absolutely. I'm giving this is my turkey leg award. I'm giving out right off the bat. Deshaun Jackson is back. Mr. Go Route. Can't stop him. Unbelievable. He had 3 catches today for 102 yards and a touchdown. Is that not the most Deshaun Jackson stat line you've ever heard?
Deshaun Jackson, what has he got to be, 40 years old now, and he's still doing it.
Still, the defenders must let, and he drew some huge, crucial pass interference penalties. Because defenders still can't catch him. And it's one, he doesn't run normal routes. He just starts sprinting down the field in weird, like, snake routes. And at some point, they just grab onto him. They're like, he's effing fast, can't stop him. I think he's scored a 50-yard touchdown for every team in the NFL. This dude is unstoppable, and I hope his next destination is with the Miami Dolphins so we can get him some 50-yard touchdowns going on a week-to-week basis.
Yeah, that was amazing to see Deshaun Jackson back like that. He's still the same old receiver, backyard football style. Just sprint down the field, throw it to me, and let's score points.
And hopefully I carry the ball into the end zone and don't just drop it at the one.
Yeah, so this was the only good game from yesterday.
It was a great game.
This was a fun game to watch. Dallas came back in the fourth quarter, tied it up, sent it to overtime, and then fucked themselves over again with the pass interference. The pass interference.
They really did.
Was screwed them. They get set up. The ending to this game was nuts. It was 4 field goal attempts to win the game for the Raiders.
Unreal.
So, yeah, at first, what was it? The Raiders jumped off sides for first. So they get pushed back 5 yards.
Yep.
Then the Cowboys jump off sides. So then they get pushed back, or they go back 5 yards up. And then the Cowboys jump off sides again, and the kicker would have missed the field goal. So they fucked themselves on that one. And so then they go up 5 yards again, and then finally the Raiders kick the easy field goal to win the game.
Let me tell you something. You know how you go around the table and you tell everyone what you're thankful for at Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
I was like, you know what I'm thankful for? Watching Cowboys fans get annihilated on Thanksgiving. Because they lose their minds and they believe the whole world is out to get them. And it is so funny.
Yeah, it is funny. I'm glad, Jerry Jones losing on Thanksgiving. There's no better present than that for fans around the NFL besides Cowboy fans. So,
it was a great duel. I'll say, I guess, two more notes I had here. One, Dak getting comfortable with his wide receivers. They looked not in sync for the first half, and it could have been a blowout by the Raiders, but nice adjustment by Dak and the wideouts in the second half. I felt like they actually started clicking, and he made some big throws. So props to Dak Prescott. He actually showed up in the second half. Other thing of note, I was saying it all offseason, and I'm going to stand and die on this hill, okay? Tony Pollard is a better running back than Ezekiel Elliott at this point.
That's a hot take right there.
I am telling you, Zeke is fat and slow. Over the offseason, he was like, I wasn't feeling myself. I shed 15 pounds. Still doesn't look explosive or fat. He's basically Frank Gore at this point, where if he has a little hole, he can barrel forward for like 3 or 4 yards. Tony Pollard is a faster, stronger, more elusive at this point. He also had a 100-yard kickoff return for a touchdown. He's basically doing it all for the Cowboys right now. So, and Zeke hurt his knee in the game when Pollard started playing well. And so I think that's going to be his fallback. And they're saying they're going to use Pollard more in the future. So,
all right,
go trade for Pollard in fantasy. I don't know.
I like it. So, another last point on this game is the Cowboys are missing their 2 best wide receivers. CeeDee Lamb was supposed to play, and then all of a sudden, of course, he was like all week. He's like, we're expecting to play. He's doing really good with the concussion protocols. Then, of course, when it comes to game time, he's like, no, I'm not playing. So they were missing Amari Cooper and CeeDee Lamb. So if those 2 players were in, this game would have been a lot different, I think. But good job, Raiders. You beat the Cow Turds, and let's move on to the Bills versus the Saints. This game was dog shit. The Bills absolutely embarrassed the Seaman boys and the Saints. So my turkey leg goes to Josh Allen for coming back strong. 23 of 28, 260 yards, 4 touchdowns, completely stomped the Saints. And my turkey, bad leg, rotten, stuffing piece of shit goes to Trevor Seaman. God, this guy sucks. I mean,
he really does.
He scored 6 points at home on Thanksgiving Day. He led his team to 6 points, and he had Kamara back. He wasn't supposed to have Kamara. So Yeah, that was just an embarrassment of a game where we really don't need to say much about this game besides the Bills
No.
led the entire way. They embarrassed the
Yeah, I guess
Saints.
the only two things, Josh Allen, he had a LeBron-esque flop in the first quarter. The
Did he?
player kind of
I didn't see
nicked
that.
him in the helmet, and he just threw back his helmet like 5 yards. And the ref
Gotta
was right
sell it.
there. He almost threw the flag, and then he was like, and then they showed it in replay, and it was like, oh gosh, that's not a good look. I hate to see players starting to flop in the NFL because the NFL is getting so soft.
Yeah.
Hashtag thanks Roger Goodell. The other thing we said on the episode 1 the other day, the Bills smash bad teams. That's what they did here. That's all there is to it. It doesn't really give me more confidence in the Bills going forward. It's just they're good against bad teams.
Yeah. Well
Cool. Let's move on to the cash giveaway. Should we talk about the cash giveaway? This week's cash giveaway is brought to you by GladiatorAnalytics. To be eligible for the cash giveaway this week, all you need to do is be sub to our channel, like this video, and leave a comment below on which game you are looking forward to this week and why. That's it. It's easier than stopping the Bears' run game or calling out what the next throw from Josh Rosen will end up as. That's an INT, obviously. And if you're wondering how much the cash prize will be, well, that's the cool thing. For every entrant this week, we will triple the cash prize, meaning if we have 10 entrants, that cash prize is going to be worth $30. We'll rise that up all the way to $100, all right? That's pretty easy money, Tim, I would say,
yeah,
right?
That is.
Yeah,
Nothing gets easier than that.
That's just free money. So tell your friends, check out the channel, grow the week's prize. And what the cool thing is we're going to be doing giveaways every single week. The giveaways will vary on a week-to-week basis. So be sure to check in every single week so you get a chance at a free, easy dub.
All right, let's go. Love it.
It is time for the weekend games preview, Tim.
All right. Okay. Let's dive in.
This week, there are some fire games. There are some great games. There's also some crap games. But in order to get those great games, you have to have the bad games just pushed off to the side.
Yeah. It's both extremes this week. There's really good games and there's really shitty games. There's not many games that are just going to be average. It's going to be either really good games or really bad games. So it's going to be a good week. It's going to be a really good week for betting as well. There's a lot of good lines this weekend.
Yeah, and let's start with, how about the Bucs and the Colts?
Great game. This is going to be a great game. Start it off, Sammy D.
I think it's a close game to call. I'm really kind of uncertain on this. I think maybe even, I hate to say this, Bucs defending Super Bowl champions Tom Brady. The Colts might be getting a little bit disrespected here at home.
I agree with you.
They're 3-point underdogs. Jonathan Taylor is skull effing people left and right. He scored 5 touchdowns last week. How are the Bucs going to stop that? I have no idea. It'll be interesting. I think if I'm leaning one way here, I'm probably leaning towards the Colts line a little bit.
Yep. Colts +3 is the line here, guys. That's going to be one of my free picks. I'll give it to you early. Colts +3 at home. Colts are red hot. They've figured out their offense. I'll tell you what, Carson Wentz gets a lot of bad, rep in the NFL, but he's playing all right this year. He's, they highlight all these bad plays he makes. If you watch every game the Colts play, he's playing smart with the ball. If Carson Wentz continues to, stick to the game plan, play safe, lean on Jonathan Taylor in their offensive line, the Colts should win here at home. I honestly think you take the Colts money line, you're doing all right. I would still take Colts +3, but I think the Colts could win this game outright at home here.
Yeah, that's a good call. As long as Carson Wentz doesn't make some of his vintage Mark Sanchez plays, they'll be good. They'll be good.
I think Carson Wentz is really settling in at the Colts and starting to feel comfortable. I look for a big game out of him as well this week.
Yeah, good call. All right, that'll be a fun one. Let's move on to the Titans and Pats. Titans are +7 here. They're still down some skill players, but man, it still feels like a lot to me for some reason. Even though the Patriots are red hot, I'm not really sure. I think it's a huge game for both teams. What are your thoughts on this one?
Absolutely. This is probably one of the games with the most implications this week. I'll tell you what, yes, this line is tricky because the Patriots have been absolutely fucking spanking people the last 3 weeks. So they beat the Falcons 25-0. They beat Cleveland 45-7, and they beat Carolina 24-6 the last 3 weeks. That's probably why this line is so high. Yes, this is a tough game because the Titans are without Derrick Henry now, and it's like that's their most staple. It's kind of hard to tell because they've only been 2-3 weeks without Henry, it's been 3 weeks without Henry. Yes, I would lean if I had to. I'm going to skip this game betting wise, but if I had to lean on it, I would lean Titans +7. I'll take the dog here from a touchdown. I think it could be a close game. Both these teams have a lot on the line. It's going to be a scrappy game. They're going to be playing 110%. So yeah, I would take the Titans +7. But I mean, Bill Belichick and Mac Jones are, they're
scissoring right now.
Yeah, they're scissoring.
They love each other right now.
Scissoring and sizzling hot.
That's right.
Yeah, so
it'll be a fun one. It'll be a fun one. Okay, this next game I normally wouldn't be interested to watch, but I'm really interested to see if this team is good or not. That is the Eagles against the Giants. I'm still trying to figure out, do the Eagles have something? I don't know. They've been rattling off some wins. They're only -3 and 5 against a terrible Giants team that just fired moron Jason Garrett. So they're going to have an interim, offensive coordinator there. So I'm like, are the Eagles a nice play here at -3 and 5, 3.5? The Giants have nothing to play for at this point.
Eagles, Giants. Yes, like you said, this is basically where the Eagles need to prove that they are legit. They've played a lot of bad teams, but they've showed up a lot. This spread is tricky to me. If I was to take anything, I would take the Eagles money line. I think they can win by a touchdown, but the -3.5 is tricky. So if you're going to bet it, bet the money line, parlay it with something else. The Giants always play horrible at home. We'll see. The Giants show up sometimes. They don't show up sometimes. I don't know what to say about this game. Other than that, I would bet the Eagles money line, parlay to something else.
Ooh, I like that, Tim. That segues right into Sam's surefire parlay of the week.
Oh!
Yeah, #CashMyDrift, brought to you by Gladiator Analytics. That is going to be my surefire parlay. I am taking the Eagles straight up. I'm taking the Chargers straight up. And that will get you +157. We'll get to that Chargers game shortly here. Okay. Steelers versus Bengals. Another huge divisional game with big playoff implications on the line. Bengals are getting 4 at home. Who takes this one? What are your thoughts going into this game?
I think the Bengals take this game. I think that the Bengals make a statement. They're tired of being the, little brother in this division for the last 20 years. Mm-hmm. They finally have a better team all around than the Steelers. Big Ben is old. His time is done. He's fallen off. Joe Burrow, this is your time. Make a statement. Punish the Steelers at home. The Bengals have a great defense. They have a great receiving core. They have a great running back. There's no reason they shouldn't be able to absolutely smack the Steelers on this one. However, the Steelers are very well coached. They still have a solid team. The spread is tricky. Like maybe I would take the money line with the Eagles on this as well. But I think the Bengals can pull this one out and win at home. It's their time. That they're gonna want to look like, hey, we're the new top dog in this division. It's time for the Bengals. Let's see what you guys got.
I like it. I think you're right. I think just about everywhere they're better across the board.
Yeah,
I think it's a good pick. It's a good pick.
Yeah, I would take the Bengals this week for sure. Maybe just buy a point instead of taking the money line. Buy it down from 4 to -3. So if they do win by a field goal, at least you get the push.
Right.
But I think the Bengals can win this by a touchdown or more.
I like it. All right, we're halfway through our games of the week here. There are 3 games that are gross that we don't have to talk about unless you want to. Panthers, Dolphins, disgusting. Jets, Texans, disgusting. Falcons, Jags, disgusting.
Yeah, none of those games matter except there's some good lines in those games, which I will cover later on.
Okay, love it. Let's move on to Chargers versus Broncos. Again, another massive divisional game. The NFL's doing it right this week, hooking us up when there's a lot on the line. The Chargers, I sense, are maybe a little bit undervalued here in this game. They're on the road, but -2.5, Justin Herbert, when he's lights out, it's game over. I don't know. How are you feeling here?
Yeah, I think this is going to be a good game, but if I was to bet, I would take the Chargers -2.5. Absolutely. I think they can win this game. It's a very, very big implications. The Broncos are just so terrible. I mean, they have a good defense, but their offense is just so slow. They can't stay ahead of anyone this year. I mean, they miraculously beat the Cowboys, but that was a fluke.
Obviously.
Yeah, huge game here. They're coming off a bye. Teams this year coming off a bye have been absolutely terrible. Take the Chargers here. Chargers is the play. Justin Herbert's going to come and show his big cock out in Denver. And
I like that.
Destroy the Broncos. And we're from Denver, so that's saying something.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes when you're from the state, you know the team better than anyone else, the national news. You hear the local reports. Morale is middling for the Broncos right now.
Yeah, that's right. That is right.
Yeah, that's right. Now, you like that, Tim?
Yeah, I like that.
You like that? Because next up, we've got the Vikings versus the 49ers.
You like that?
You like that? We have huge shootout potential in this game, is what I am feeling.
This is going to be the best game of the week.
This is two of the most physical teams in the NFL. You've got Kyle Shanahan, who just is trolling the league right now with 13-minute drives on a week. His new strategy is first drive, 13-minute drive every game. Let's take a lead. And then you have the Vikings, who will shoot out on teams, which will force the 49ers to start in play action, have to go down the field more to Debo, to Ayuk, to Kittle.
And Debo's the hottest player in the NFL right now, I'd say.
He is so hot right now.
He's playing out of his mind. This game is going to be the best game of the week. I love a play in this game. I'm not going to give it out. You got to hit me up on Instagram at GladiatorAnalytics if you want this play. But I love a play in this game. It's going to be a really good game. I'm looking forward to this game.
Love it. This is going to be an exciting one. Another exciting one.
Yeah.
Rams versus Packers. To me, right when I saw that, I just thought complete coin flip. I have no idea what's going to happen. Aaron Rodgers still has that toe injury lingering. The Rams have all their talent. They signed all their new toys, right? Von Miller, OBJ. But these are big, talented names that are definitely past their prime. How are they going to meld them? Also, we saw them get exposed bad against the 49ers. When teams decide to run on the Rams, they do not like it because their line is built of pass rushers. So and the Packers have AJ Dillon, the quadpocalypse, running down your throat. They also probably get Aaron Jones back this week. So
Green Bay's at home. Yeah, this is going to be a really good game. I also have a play in this that goes into our parlay that is a surefire thing. 5-pick parlay. If you guys want that, you guys got to hit me up on Gladiator Analytics on Instagram. So if you want that, but this is going to be another great game.
Love it. All right. And last game I really want to cover is going to be the Browns Ravens. Is in Baltimore. The Browns are getting Kareem Hunt back this week, which I think is a huge deal for them.
Thank God, because I have him on my fantasy team and I've been getting effed.
Yeah, he's been effing a lot of people. Kareem Punt is coming back. He's ready to kick the living F out of some people. He is the 1-2 punch with Nick Chubb that makes the Browns offense run. Not to say the Ernest Johnson hasn't been decent, but he's no Kareem Hunt.
No, not even close.
No, Kareem Hunt scares you when he's running at you. He looks like the Predator. All right.
Yes, that's right.
So here's my question. Baker's been average. He's an average quarterback. That's the name of the game for him. Browns are +4. How do we feel about this? Because the Ravens have been struggling.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a close game. Have the Browns moved to +4? Last I saw, they were +2.5.
Yeah, they've moved all the way to +4 now.
Okay, well, I would definitely take the Browns +4 in this spot. I'm not betting this game personally, but if I had to pick, I'm taking the Browns +4.
Yeah, I agree. This is gonna be a fun one. It's gonna have a lot of playoff implications on the line. So
yeah, these teams always play each other close.
They do.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good game. It's in Baltimore, but I don't think that's gonna really have that much of a deciding factor on this game.
Yep. And that's the Sunday night game. So it only leaves us with the Monday night game of Seahawks Washington football team. This game looks like trash. I don't like it. Probably gonna fade it. Yeah, I won't be watching it. Football team is a 1-point favorite. Gross. It just looks horrible. I'm probably not betting it, watching it. I'm probably actively telling people to not watch it. So they can spare themselves. So there we are. There's our preview for the week. Hope you guys caught some of those picks we threw out there. I got my surefire parlay that I mentioned. That's Eagles and Chargers straight up at plus about 157 right now. That'll shift a little bit here and there. But that's my play of the week. So far, Sam surefire parlay 1-0 on Catch My Drift.
1-0, baby. 1-0.
100-0 all time, but those 99s aren't accounted for, obviously, because it was before the show.
Nothing like capping at 100%. That's amazing.
That's right. And Timmy2Time's dimes of the week. He already dropped some. Tim, what were those again? Just to recap.
Yeah. So I love 5 plays in the NFL this week. I'm going to give you 2 of them. I'm parlaying a 5-team parlay this week. Don't miss it. Hit me up on GladiatorAnalytics if you want the 5-team parlay. But the 2 picks I'm going to give you guys is Colts +3 and Chargers -2.5 on the road. I think those can both cash with these. I think the Colts can even beat the Bucs at home. So look for those plays. Hit me up if you want that 5-team parlay and watch
this man is a legend on 5-team parlays. What was that parlay you hit a few weeks ago? It was like a $50 bet to win $9,000.
It was a 7-team parlay, and yes, we did cash. It was $100 to win $9,000. We hit that 7-team parlay about a month ago. If you guys know me, I mainly do straight bets, but when we do see a parlay, we like to sprinkle a little bit on the parlays for those big wins, and we do hit them a lot. So hit us up on Gladiator Analytics, and I think that about wraps up our show this week. Sammy D, you got anything else?
I would just say make sure you like, subscribe, comment to be entered for the cash giveaway. We are going to be giving out cash prizes, free Gladiator Analytics picks. We'll be sending pizza to your front door. There are going to be prizes out the wazoo, so check into every single show for that. Please,
and what we'll do too is let's pick the we'll do the cash winner before the games start on Sunday.
I like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So that way whoever wins can use that free money and maybe throw in a parlay and hit big.
That's right. Yeah. Be sure to like, subscribe, follow, share to support the channel. But yeah, Tim, it's been real as always, and let's make more money this weekend.
Well, I love it. Looking forward to episode 3.